Hi, how's it going?
Going good, thank you. How are you going? Yes.
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview.
Thanks to you.
Well, awesome. Well, of course, we're here to talk about the brand new album from Amorphis, Queen of Time, which is coming out the 18th of May through Nuclear Blast. I've gotten the chance to be able to check this out over the last few days, and I just got to say it, and I really mean it. I really love where you guys are at here in 2018. I love everything about this album from start to finish. I love the orchestration. I love the songwriting that's going on, and it just feels like such a great culmination of where you guys are in 2018.
Hey, thank you very much. That's great to hear. It's always like you're inside the whole process so much that you don't have like time to think how the other people are going to think that. And the day when it comes out, like the first single or something, it's of course then you realize that somebody else is going to listen to this as well. So it's exciting as well. But it's great to hear this kind of things. Of course.
Oh yes, and as a longtime fan, I love every single era that Amorphis has gone through, and with this in 2018, I mean, with just everywhere that you guys have been to get to this point, I mean, I really love seeing that the fact that you guys were able to get this album done in the way that you did as well. I saw it was like immediately after touring, you were able to start to get into writing mode for the new album, and it looks like it really paid off.
Yeah, to us, we still want to like top everything what we have done. Sometimes we maybe can, sometimes not, but that's what we're trying to do, like do our best album of all time, every time. And this time we had, it was quite, schedule was quite tight. We had like one day off at home after tour. Then we started to check the new stuff. But of course the songs were ready already because everybody had their like songs which they made some demos at home studios. So we didn't start the process of making songs at that time. They were already there, but we started to check them out soon, and it's always that we need this like studio date as a like deadline, because otherwise we could lay in a sofa like 1 year and planning to maybe do some new songs or something. But if we have that studio date there, we just are thinking that we have to work hard, and we didn't think that we need rest after tour or something, and so it was busy end of the year, but after that we have had like few months off, and that's first time in like 12 years I think, which is great, and now we cannot wait to get back to tour.
And with that, I mean, how is it being able to have this kind of schedule? I mean, it's amazing to see that you guys are able to do as much touring as you guys have been doing in the last few years, and being able to continue on working on new material.
Well, yeah, we've been used to this kind of thing. We don't. That's because this is what we do for living as well, and we're not like rich that we could have like 2 years off in the Bahamas or something. So we have to work as well, and we want to work because we don't want to keep like 5 years breaks anymore, at least, because we're not that young anymore. So that's what and we love what we do that much, so it's like very natural to us to do something all the time. And it's been quite odd to have this like 3 months without doing anything, or going to store and eating and sporting, but something is missing. So it's just what we want to do.
So with that, I mean, with being able to tour a lot more now, and of course being able to write new material as a great reason to be able to go out and continue to tour, how did you approach what you did for this album, as far as like the songwriting and getting your musical setup and everything like that?
Well, this time I didn't have any songs like personally with me to the, and it's first time for I don't know how many years, but that might be because of touring, and I cannot write anything while on tour or anything, and I've been quite busy at home, like when having a pause from tours. But anyway, that's not a problem, because there's always more problem is that we have too many songs because we have so many songwriters in a band. So like this time we had 20 songs, which we have to, of course, little by little drop some songs which are good anyway, but it just doesn't feel to fit with others as a like whole album. So yeah, but I think we all have like our parts when started checking the new stuff. We have like own ideas and own place what we can like decide and play with that area like quite freely, and everybody have like free hands to add their own things how they want it to be. And it's like I think because we have played so long together, so we know like everybody's like style of playing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I imagine that's also got to really help when it comes into studio time as well, when, you know, you do have this formation, this lineup that knows each other so well in the styles that you're able to make. That way, when you are focusing on the songwriting and when you get into the studio, you're able to save that much time.
Oh yeah, I think it's easy, and even when I'm doing like, or who else is doing like home demo tapes, he doesn't have to like worry too much how he's replacing or should he trying to make all the like already like what part you are playing, what part you are playing. It's just like very raw demos and raw ideas, and everybody can trust that everybody is doing like own part as good they can, and having their like view to the song.
And with that, I mean, the first song that was released so far to be able to promote this album was The Bee. How was that decided as the first song to be able to represent the album?
I think from the beginning it was quite obvious that it's going to be an opener of the album, and I think we all agreed as well to have that as a like first single or first taste of the album, because I think in that song is a lot of different elements which are presenting in this album anyway, and it's there's a lot of like old things, old elements of Amorphis, but also some new, I think sounding fresh in a way. So I think it's good to like have that kind of taster, so you can maybe expect something interesting from the album as well.
Yeah, and
But normally a record company is the one who actually decides which songs are the singles, and we don't want to think about that too much because we cannot say it because we are too inside the songs, and we have like 6 different opinions about that. But of course Jens is also helping with that because we can trust what he says, and he works with the record company as well. So, but I think this was good.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, there's so many great choices on this album. I mean, it feels like almost every track could have been a great first taste of what the album could represent. I mean, with every song, that feels like there's a great representation of where you are right now. And with The Bee, with it being the first track on the album, and like you said, being able to represent so many different things that go on throughout the album, I'm glad to see that was chosen on there. And it's very exciting to be able to hear that at first, and with myself later being able to check out the entire album and see how everything fits in context. It was a great representation.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it was good. And also like we were thinking before it was released that there's gonna be a talk about the title, The Bee, and there was. But I think it's only good thing that people are thinking, what the hell, it's a metal song and it's The Bee. But I think it's nothing wrong with that, but that's how it goes.
But that's what I've always really appreciated about the band is, you know, it's like there's so many different areas that you guys have explored both musically and lyrically that with a song title like The Bee, and then when you listen to the lyrics, I mean, it entirely makes sense, and when you match it with that fantastic amorphous style to go along with it musically, I think it's a great matchup.
Yeah, I think so too, and always like this natural elements from nature has been like a big part of our music, I think. And like inspiration, and and timeless subjects anyway, like universal timeless subjects in lyrics. So I think it's like just normal to us.
And speaking of that as well, I mean, of course, with the busy schedule that you guys have been able to lead for the last few years, you guys were also able to fit in a lot of great guest spots on this album too, from a lot of my favorite musicians. How were you able to line all of this up?
Well, Jens had this idea when he was in a rehearsing place and pre-producing things, and he had these ideas to bring like a real choir and replacing some of the keyboard things with real instruments, and we were like, okay, whatever. And he was organizing all these, and the first time we heard all those choir things was like when we heard the first mixes. So we were, of course, as well like, what the hell is going on? And but it sounded massive and great. So Jens wanted it to be like one louder, and it's a little bit more also like organic than a previous album because of that there is like real humans making these things instead of keyboards or something. And but Anneke was like, we asked her because he was guesting us. We had like this one special gig 2 years ago in Helsinki, and already there we were talking about like if he would guest something in the future, like in our album. And now there was a song which is like quite clear duetto. So Anneke joined in, and it's great. We have known Anneke quite a long time, and she's a great singer and a great person.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, with all of the guest spots that are on here, the full real orchestration that's going on there. I mean, it's great to see this happen with the band in 2018. You know, just continuing, like I said before, with like this very natural songwriting that's going on, being able to incorporate even more real instruments that's going on, even more real voices that are going on, just like with Anneke. And you know, it just makes for a fantastic listen from start to finish. And when you guys get back into the touring mode, especially when you come back here to North America, it's going to be amazing to see how these songs turn out live.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work. Of course, we have to do some like backing samples for those things. We have never used any like instruments we play like ourselves to back like vocals or anything. But I think some of these elements are so strong and important that we're probably gonna sample these on live, because otherwise something misses. But we could play this without them as well, but I think it sounds better to have them anyway. So actually we are going to first time to rehearse the live set tomorrow, and after like few months break, so we'll see how the new songs feel now playing like live or in rehearsings.
And with that, how was that for you personally, being able to decide some new songs off the new album to be able to incorporate into a new set list?
Yeah, that's getting more difficult every time, because we have so many albums in a back catalog, and it always means that we have to drop something out, and also there is 6 different opinions about which songs. So it's not going to be easy, but of course when we have a new album out, we want to play like as many as it possible from the new songs, from the new album. But some songs we can change, like depending the night we can change each other. But I think there will be like 4 or 5 new songs in the set list anyway. But now we start with festivals, so that's a different situation as well, because we have to be like we have maybe 45 or 1 hour to play, so it's even more difficult to choose the set list. But yeah, it's always nice to have a little change, and having like new songs in the set list. It's nice to play something you're not that like sure yet to play, so it gives more like excitement as well to live situation.
Oh yeah, and just like you said, I mean, I imagine that it's got to be really hard to be able to decide what songs from the past are going to be in the set, what new songs you're going to be able to want to show off, especially the ones that aren't going to be singles that feel like the obligatory songs to be able to play live. But that's also part of the fun of it as well. I mean, being able to see what songs work together, what songs don't, what songs to throw back in, what to take out. I mean, as much of a struggle as it can be, it's also fun to be able to do that as well.
Yeah, it's sort of fun, yeah. And normally when we start the tour, little by little, some songs are changing the place or changing like with something else. And in the end of the tour, I think it's like what we think it's like in the best possible way, because we want to make it like working set list, of course. But then when you play that too many shows, you start to feel like a routine. So then you have to anyway change something. But of course we cannot play like totally different set list every night, and every time we hear, if we do some decisions like changing something, somebody is like complaining maybe that you didn't play that, even you played that yesterday, and yesterday we were reading from somewhere that somebody wants us to play something, and so we decided to change that, and so cannot please everyone, of course, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, and that's the important thing. I mean, as long as the band is happy playing the music that they're playing on stage, and of course getting the majority of the fan being happy, enjoying the show, I mean, it's the right approach to be able to just do what you think is going to be right. Of course, changing it as needed, but just making sure that you're also enjoying it as well.
Yeah, that's important, I think, yes. But yeah, too many songs, we should have like 4 hours set, then everybody would be maybe happy. Us as well.
Oh, yeah. But, of course, again, getting back into the touring discussion, I mean, of course, the Summer Festival circuit will be coming up, and then after that, we'll be coming back, you'll be coming back to North America with Dark Tranquillity and Moonspell. What's it like to be back already here in North America, being able to promote a new album?
Well, we had this long break of touring there, and that was more like, I think, a record label thing back in early 2000, when we were thinking that it makes no sense to tour there if we don't have like our real albums out. But of course now it's totally different time as well, because you can hear it from Spotify or download it digitally. So it has been changed a lot, but we wanted to last year to try like if we have any like market or fan base there anymore, or maybe some new, and we just wanted to do that and see. It was very long tour, 7.5 weeks, and we wanted to see if we still are able to tour there, and it was promising and very good experience to us, so definitely we wanted to come back there. And it's actually the first tour we do after this album is released, so can't wait. And the package is great, and good bands, and I hope there will be a lot of people, of course.
Oh, absolutely, and I'll be doing my best to make sure to be able to see this, because I just love the new album so much, and I'm very excited to see what songs are going to be represented in the live setting, hearing the classic Amorphis songs to go along with it, and of course the entire bill as well. I mean, when you get bands like Dark Tranquillity and Moonspell to be a part of a tour package with Amorphis, I think it's just going to make for an incredible night for every night of the tour.
Yeah, I think so too, and I hope so. And I'm sure that it's going to be a good feeling with the tour, like with these bands, because we have known each other for ages, and everybody are like great people, what I know. So it's going to be good, I think.
Oh, fantastic. Well, once again, thank you so very much for taking the time to be able to do this and being able to promote the brand new album from Amorphis, which is coming out next month through Nuclear Blast. Once again, I can't say it enough. With every listen I've been able to have with this album over the last few days, I really love where you guys are at right now. I love everything about the songwriting, the lyrics, the themes that are going on throughout this album. I'm glad to see that you guys are this inspired going on in 2018, and I can't wait to see where you guys are going to be going from here on out.
Hey, thank you very much. Great to hear, and hopefully see you there in fall.